Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Elana and I am the creator of Gorgeous Little Monsters. First and foremost, I apologize for my audio. I currently do not have a mic. I am using my trusty laptop, who I adore very much. So today I am drawing two OCs of mine. One is named Hamida, the other one is still. I should formally introduce myself before I completely forget. I consider myself an independent artist. I am currently a college student about to graduate in spring, or that's my plan, and I am thriving. I'm trying to be a speech therapist as my primary job and trying to make art a secondary job. I have commissions open. More information on that would be at the end of the video. For this video, and hopefully for my future content, I would like to touch upon commentary over my art process. I know music over art videos can be boring and not really engaging, but if there's not a topic to really talk about anyway, then what's the point? So what I'm trying to do here is just talk, maybe interact a little bit. I won't touch on personal topics in my life, especially politics, but yeah, I won't touch on personal topics or really art drama, just more about, I guess, trying to be relatable when it comes to drawing or learning some art concepts. Just share tidbits of what I've learned over the years. What should be appropriate now is to introduce two of my characters. One character is Hamida. She is the black muscled girl that you see, and the other character is unnamed, like I've said before. The background of Hamida, she's my very first permanent OC that I've had ever since she was 12. Ever since I was 12. She was an inspiration from Soul Eater. She was pretty much a Maka copy, but just black with braids. Her design was from a doll from childhood. If I find it, I'll put it on the screen right here. This doll over here. And she's been growing in my head ever since. I've barely drew her or my characters at all that I've ever thought of until around high school. I wanted to develop stories and even a potential comic. But because of life and lack of dedication, I haven't really gone around with that. I have started really with sketching, and that's at most what I would stop at. For action art pieces in general, I've barely done them over the years. I've done mainly single shot poses of my characters. So for this art piece, it took probably 3 or 4 sketch layers to properly organize everything that's happening within this scenario with the characters. Both of them are fighting a monster. I did not use a reference because I did not want to restrict myself. I did use a reference to look at the characters, and I did look at body types. But when it comes to serious art pieces that I attempt to do, I would attempt to use a lot of references. Sometimes I don't realize this until near the middle of the process, but I would restrict myself either to one pose of the character and try to make it fit within a scenario, even though I don't like it, because I try my best to follow the reference, and I would think following the reference is the best way to go, but then it ends up restricted, and I end up not liking it, and it ends up getting abandoned. So for this art piece, for this single sketch layer, the light purple sketch layer, I was thinking just to rough it up. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then for the second sketch layer, try to add some more detail to see where I want it to go. And then for the third layer, to try to flesh it out best way I can. For the second character, who has the arms up, the supporter character of Hamida, is supposed to be obviously fighting. She's using her abilities to restrain the monster right now. Her first pose, I wanted to have her extend her body to try to fill up the area, but it looked very constrict. I could be wrong. It could be a wrong choice of words, but I was trying to have her. It just looked constricted with her arms. It looked very stagnant. So in the later in the video, you will see that her pose will change. I personally believe it's better for where her arms are. If there's any suggestions in the comments, I would like to follow. Hopefully I change it in a timely manner. If not, I mean, hey, it's not like I'll stop making art anytime soon. And at first, I wanted to push myself a little bit with this art piece, but I wanted to start a little easy or a little in the medium level with some regular poses, not something too much, because I know I would have to ease into it. I would spend too much time on an art piece and stress myself out. Nobody needs that. So I decided to just go with this piece. There is another piece with Hamida and her friend when she was a male character, but I changed her to female. I would like to finish that piece one day, but I feel like it's overdue. So I would probably show that image at the end of the video, and the background that I did make from using a lot of references, which I'm still to this day very proud of. In a future video, I would like to do a deep dive on my OCs, how they were created, and what I've thought of them over the years. This video is, I believe it'll probably be too short to dive into, so I'm going to play it safe and switch the topic back on me as a creator, what I would like to do or try to do with this channel. Like I've said before, I would like to try to make this a commentary channel. Nothing really too intimate, just mainly art related, not really drama related as well. Just to play it safe. I just want to be peaceful on this platform and start again, doing something small, making some art, and hopefully making art for people who would like to, put in maybe some requests, some commissions. No harm in that. And also explain some of my characters or draw some fan art. Not a bad idea either. Sounds like very, very nice start. Honestly, I would follow some art advice in the comments too, if anyone has any. I would love to improve my art in any which way I can. For certain topics about art though, like if anyone had asked me for advice, I'm not sure if I can help them. Sorry about the beeping. I'm not sure if I can help because I'm one of those artists where I will draw and I will try to mimic what I see, but I will not understand really what I'm doing. I'll just see what really looks good, in my opinion. And that's the most I can really do when it comes to art topics. And since I cannot give basic art topics as of now because I have no plans, what I'm going to do is I will explain a little bit behind the characters' abilities and their backgrounds, like their species backgrounds. For Hamida first, the girl with the curly hair, she is part witch or just any magical being from her mother's side, and she is part, this species name I'm still working on, Stronglink, still in the works, from her father's side. A Stronglink in her universe is pretty much a group of humanoid people who primarily live in tribes, and they just fight a lot. They've contributed a lot in wars. A lot. And her mother's just a regular smegular witch, but different type of culture that I will get into in a different video. And because Amsley is part Stronglick and witch, because of her Stronglick side, that's why she has a majority of her strength. She does have certain magical abilities, but because of the emotional and hormonal ties to her father's genetic material, it is hard for her, it's tricky for her to manage. In stressful situations, she has to calm down her emotions and her adrenaline in her body. Yeah. As for her friend is pretty much just a witch, but she is a nature type witch where she doesn't really control the plants. She encourages them to fight with her. She can communicate with plants. A part of her, I don't know if I should say tribe, a part of her group, let's say, her subgroup of witches communicate with plants and usually encourage them to heal people and spread harmony. But in this situation, which is one of the rarest, she is using the plants to fight and restrain the monsters, which they are not really supposed to do, but there's no consequence for it. It's more of an amazement of skill on her part on how she's controlling them, and that's pretty much for her abilities. I don't know much of the character's weaknesses is. As for Hamida, what I've imagined for her is most of her weaknesses are emotional related, and as for her friend, it's more physical related to background of of where she's at, the environment, I should say. The environment of where she is probably most of her where most of her weaknesses are. The funniest part about designing or making this art piece is that I'm pretty much redesigning Amida's friend for the third time, and I realized she looks like Buttercup from Powerpuff Girls. She kind of looks like Buttercup, or at least has the similar color scheme. I will change her eye color to blue because why not? And she looked very different to another character that I had, and I was thinking of making her into that character, but I'm not sure anymore. I do like the design so far. I might change her skin tone to be a little darker. Who knows? When it comes to the um, when it comes to the logic of race within this universe, I'm not sure if that really exists. It's more species related and the more hierarchy socially related it is. Some of it doesn't make sense, some of it does. You know, it is what it is, and that's all I'm going to share. I know I said that I would dive deeper in a later video, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep my promise and shut up right now. So I'm going to switch it back to the process of this art piece is I usually with my digital art pieces, I try to strive for two layers. One rough sketch layer, and the second layer would be a more defined layer right off the bat. But I knew with this piece, it would be be a lot going on. So I knew I probably needed probably 4 or 5 layers in order to organize everything to see what I really wanted. I really wanted to add a little bit of, some blood, not no gore in this piece, but more just a little more roughness to just give an example of what the characters do and what they're doing instead of having two characters just stand there stagnant in one environment. I've drew enough characters like that and it does not feel fulfilling to draw at all. I believe a lot of artists would relate to this. So I'm trying to push myself to draw more story specific scenarios just so it could be more entertaining to see, more than just a character with a pretty face just standing there or a handsome face just standing there. Just at least having them do something and be more interactive. I even have a sketchbook. I'm not sure if I'll do a sketchbook tour. We'll see. But I even have a sketchbook where I would love to base some of my future illustrations on, to grow upon, to peek into more of maybe some world building, how more characters interact with each other, and just to explore how these characters are. There might be some revamps, some reboots to fit some more logic within the story within the social hierarchy in this world. It definitely won't be easy, but the good news is, hey, it's fun, and I would like to hear some people's input on what they would think about the future characters that could be introduced in the future. That would sound fun. Now, I'm going to switch the topic again since I only pretty much have 3 minutes and a few 3 minutes and a few seconds. So I would like to explain the commissions a little bit. For now, the commissions are digital. I would like to do acrylic paint commissions, but that has not been planned yet. So for now, it's only digital commissions. I apologize for that. I do have acrylic paints, but that's really all I have. And I have some coloring pencils, which is not up to par at all. So, like I said, we're going to play it digitally. And depending on the alterations of the piece, it could be an extra charge depending how big the change is. I would like to say, hopefully, my commissions are affordable for now as we speak. And if it's not affordable for some people, that's whatever, it doesn't really matter. I guess just, share the video. Hopefully, you guys find my other socials that I've listed at the end of the video, and it'll be easy to find. There's nothing much I can really talk about more with this art piece. Oh, this is the part actually where I change her pose. I'm not sure if it's better. I wanted her arms to be up so we can see the stance of how she's controlling her abilities in this piece. In the next video, I would love to detail how I would be coloring and trying to bring attention to the two characters out of everything that might be happening in the background. As we're speaking now, I have not finished the piece yet. Hopefully I will finish it in a timely manner. I didn't even think that I would have been able to do this. I just told myself, hey, you gotta do something. You have made action poses before, just utilize something, make a story. Maybe I'll never make a comic. Maybe, who knows? But at least I could start something before my job starts. I am a DOE para, so I am off for the summer, and I would like to make the best of my time with it. So I think I'm going to safely end the commentary here. The video is coming to an end. I promise I will be more organized at the next video. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. Leave a like and subscribe. Share this video to friends, or just, I don't know, eat a snack while you're watching some random person talk, or watch it on mute if you want to. Your choice. And have a great day, everybody.